What's happening, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. Let's investigate this hag swamp a little bit today. I figured we would head on in, investigate the swamp a little. We're not gonna go confront Ethel just yet, but we are gonna mess around in the swamp. We're definitely gonna go deal with this Kagha situation. Things at the Drove are a little dire. Grove, excuse me, not Drove. And then I figured once we get done with Kagha, depending on the time remaining, I figured we might go take a look at the Karlach situation, head up into this northern part of the map.
Time to press ahead.
But for now, things kind of came to a head here.
Chill runs up your spine. You feel like you're being watched.
Yeah, something's not quite right. Druid and nature rolls, intelligence, we're doing very good actually, based on our equipment, so let's look for signs of unnatural activity. Guidance, of course. Beautiful. And things like that is why I like the headband of intellect. And this place was definitely not what it seemed to be. That's quite the switch, isn't it? A loving note here. Take a breather, lovelies, and have a bite to eat on me, Auntie E. And inside this wicker basket, we have poisoned apples. Cheeky, cheeky, cheeky. And further in, we have these red caps. Red caps can be quite tough.
Step carefully. There's a trap.
You do also definitely want to be careful with these spike traps. We're actually going to disarm every single one of these we run into. They can be quite cheeky. They're going to apply this big bleeding effect on you whenever you step into them. And every time you do bleed from it, it has a chance to proc a permanent debuff on you.
The place reeks.
So we're going to do our best to avoid those.
Shadowheart, you wound me.
Now these red caps, like I said, they can be chunky. There's 3 of them. The best port of call would probably be to try and get an advantageous position. There's actually 4 of them, not 3. Yeah, the best option here would probably be to draw them to us away from this kind of swampy area. So to do this,
Well, hello.
I'll go to Astarion. Astarion, be my opener. Like I said, they're quite tough. Those attacks are with advantage.
Swift and lethal.
Rizzo move up for me. 60% chance I'll gamble that. Of course she missed. Nah, I'm not gonna use her action surge just yet. We have our temp health. What are we gonna do about this? Let's put us on some high ground. I have to move for this. Let's bone chill him. Stop him from healing, if that was on his mind at all. Now, Shadowheart. We'll summon your greatsword right next to him. Take off some attention. We'll just chuck a fireball at him, I guess. I'm not too worried about missing that. Oh, he hit hold person. Him landing that is actually kind of crazy. Oh, they both hit it. Well, this fight's about to get interesting. I gotta try and pull this out of my ass quite quickly. Okay, let's spike growth these two. Should take some heat off us. If they move, they're also going to have a tech to pass, or they'll break concentration on the whole person.
Let's finish this.
I Shadow what are we going to do with you here? Go 40. Maybe we get petty and we do it back. Oh, we can't because they're not humanoid. Okay. So let's see if we can break this concentration. He passed the save and throw. Okay. We just gotta end turn then. I was hoping they would move, but he broke my concentration anyway. Yeah, this is a little bad. I won't lie to you. We have problems. We've been better, we've been more secure. Can moonbeam this. There's no way they passed both checks. That's insane. Alright. I only have one turn of bleeding left, so it's not too big of a worry. Boy. Let's move you down here a little. It's gonna hit all four. He might be good. I think we broke the concentration on that. Yes, because that one's dead. I see. This one's not doing too chipper either. Okay. Beautiful. We broke the concentration. He dies to Moonbeam. We're okay with Lae'zel being knocked down like that.
Still breathing.
Before this becomes a problem, let's heal her up.
I'm ready.
You want to take a nibble on the red cap? Boy.
I will ascend.
Lae'zel, you want some justice? There we go. And that'll be the first short rest. Like I said, red caps are a little chunky. That was almost a problem. I've never had them commit to hold person like that so significantly. Okay, let's just split that group. Also,
Is that blood?
let's drop the moonbeam.
Never mind.
Don't touch me.
The reason why I'm making my party hold is because we saw a trap, but it's gone. It's not on my...
Moving.
It's not on my radar anymore, and I don't like that, so...
If not over, then through.
We're gonna be moving very gingerly through this. Very gingerly. Because I am not trying to get hit with that trap bullshit. Also see one of the both brothers there dead. And make it very far in.
That might be worth a look.
Although it's not really surprising that they didn't make it very far given the resistance we faced as soon as we came in.
The brothers. I guess they didn't find their sister.
You're telling me.
Did a masterful job.
See if we can find out what happened to these people.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
What killed you?
Wasn't a sheep.
We're in the middle of nowhere. Why come here?
Gotta get Mayrina back for man.
Did you find your sister?
Heard her screaming, but not real.
Do you have any family?
Mom, Joe, Mayrina, and soon a niece.
Where are you from?
Farm out by Baldur's Gate.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Well, they came here with noble intent. Should have let me handle it. Like I said last episode, though, I don't think I would have been able to have been convinced to walk away either. Not gonna hold it against him. That man came here with a pitchfork. It's a tattered letter. Dear Jol and Demir, don't get mad. I mean it. I'm only leaving this note so you don't panic and do something stupid. I'm going to the hag. I owe it to Connor to make things right. You know he'd do the same for me. I'll be back soon, so not a word to Mom, alright? She has enough on her plate. Mayrina. Do you have any information for us?
Kill the hag.
How did you plan on killing this hag?
With pitchforks. Stupid.
A little. What drove your sister to leave?
She's scared she won't be a good mom. But she will. I know it.
How do you know your sister is even here?
Note.
How did you die?
Looked so innocent. The teeth.
The one thing I do want to touch on here is if we hadn't passed that check at the start to reveal this place, those red caps would have looked like sheep. And we would have been just as unprepared as these two. Who are you?
Cattle farmer.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
That is an unfortunate demise of these two. Good brothers. Came here risking it all for the sister. That's very respectable. Now let's take the path we know to be safe. We're not going to touch any of the trees to loot any of that stuff because it all has thorns and prickles on it that can cut you and poison you. This place is basically a giant hellhole. Full of traps and death. And so you want to be very careful when you go about messing around in here. This is where we're going to be heading, but again, I have an addiction to clearing the fog of war, so we are going to try and navigate this as best we can. Without, hopefully, getting poisoned.
Well, looks like we missed all the fun.
Redcaps ripped this place to pieces. Okay, so people came here to camp and the Redcaps caught them while they were sleeping. Slaughtered them. Okay, we already read that one. I recall that. These people had legit food, so I'll gladly send all this onto camp for our long rest that I'm sure we're gonna need when we're done here. No body to speak of, just blood. Good God. The food supplies. And I'm gonna save here, because we're gonna have to veer off into the swamp for a second. And if I get caught with one of those traps, I'm just gonna reload my save. And I know that's technically save scumming, but I really hate this place, and I hate the poison debuff it can give you. So I just won't deal with it. Yeah, there's this thing. Muddy note. A worn note splattered with mud attached to a doll. It was clearly written in a hurry. Hold this every time you miss Mummy, baby, and do not leave the camp. Back soon. So I'm assuming whatever was happening in that camp back there, they had a daughter with them. Kid's probably dead too. I'm sure the hag isn't in the business of sparing people, children or not. So, take a sip.
I've got a long road ahead. Swift as my feet can carry me.
We're not done here yet. We got another big fight to take care of. In this doom swamp hellhole. So again, take the path we know to be safe. If you couldn't tell from the traumatic avoidance of the traps, I've had to deal with that a lot. And right back here is a little druid place. Which the fact that there is even a druid place in here speaks for itself, right? We already found the shadow druid book in Kagha's quarters. But no surprise there's shady things involved here. Let's drop one more save before we run in. Let's move in. Star intake point. Getting combat right as you walk through the door. It's always nice. Trying to get my people out of the water because it's not going to work well for us. Let's cut off through here. Let's cut this section of the map off. That way, if anything's going to come at us, they're more likely to circle this way, because we can handle this little corridor here. We have plenty of abilities to deal with that. That'll be the end of our turn. Shadow Heart. Reposition, please. She does have this as another one of her channel divinities. She has one left. Try and get this method out. Beautiful.
Victory awaits.
Lazel, you're our frontline defense. Move up as much as you can. Plus this thing is flying, so it doesn't have to obey the rules here, but these do. Yeah, they're doing what I wanted them to do. That's good. Now ignore these mud methods. they're going to be annoying, but in general, you don't really want to attack them because they'll die when these die anyways. So what we actually want to do is we want to kill the shit out of these.
Sometimes the only way out is through. Let's get this over with.
That's okay. Got our bonus action for Bone Chill. Might hit when we needed to. We needed it. Oh, I did forget to tell you that they explode when the master dies. That was an oversight on my part.
Ready.
Alright, Shadowheart.
Moving.
I'm not gonna do that with you yet. What you are gonna do though, stick a tier 2 guiding bolt right there. Beautiful, 1 HP. You can also heal Lae'zel while you're here. Give her a blade ward.
Time to strike.
Right, Lae'zel. It's not a problem for us. Just getting her out of that mud. That's why we moved my people away. And let's surge it. Let's see if we can frighten our woad. Only 25% chance to hit. Yeah, we missed. We have this muddied effect, and I'm not sure how to fix that. Maybe it would be water. Actually, never had to deal with that before. But don't worry, he's next in the Thunderdome. They had to dash to move in because of the deep water terrain. Alright, Asterion.
Got to focus.
I'm not too worried about this Mephit's opportunity attack, so we can ward and flare it anyways. Just trying to move her as far away from that as we can get her, because next turn it's dead. Which means the friends are gonna explode. Lae'zel. Take a crack at that for me. Smash it into dust if you can hit it. That's fine. It's totally fine. This mud debuff is going to kind of be the death of us. Maybe if I walked her in the water, she would relax a little on that. I'm going to have to eat the opportunity attack, of course, to get close. Yeah, I'll walk her in the water and see if that gets rid of that. That should be him down.
Well, so much for peace. What do I have to lose?
By the difficult terrain got in our way right there. Pull him over here. You pass the resistance check on that. Oh, let them take that down. Well, they entangled my whole party. Okay. Well, we can still shoot. Of course, he passes the save and throw. There we go. Broke that one at least.
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
So I think Halo of Spores perhaps just doesn't work on them. There we go. Provoke an opportunity attack, so we'll leave that for now.
Protect me.
Shadowheart. 55 chance on this. He missed. That's okay. There's a lot of wonky debuffs going on here. Of course, he passed the check. We can't move because we're entangled, so we're just going to have to run that back to the next turn. That was a superiority die for the riposte. Dismissed. You turned your back on me, my friend. Tragic mistake.
Survival is all that matters.
We aren't attacking with both weapons, I've noticed. Maybe my dual weapon mod is broken, but we're not attacking with both weapons. Which we should be doing.
Need to act fast.
Hit him with a rush attack. Move out of this entangle if we can. We got caught right on the edge. Lays out. She's no longer affected by... There we go. She's no longer affected by the mud thing that was going on, so that's good at least. Still has his back turned on us, so the critical miss is very unfortunate.
Never a dull moment.
Let's get Symbiotic Entity up. They're immune to Halo of Spores, it seems, so let's just heal ourselves.
Can't give up. Not now.
Can you finish him with a fireball? Missed.
I am fury. I am death.
Big hit. Get his ass back there. Starion, don't miss this time. Thank you.
Another fight. Let's go.
Man, that's tough. Launchill's at 30. Yeah, that's good. Did we get lucky? We don't. Yeah, I think they're just immune to that.
Can't give up.
Alright, Shadowheart. General Divinity, it seems like a good time. This gives him Radiating Orb. There we go. That'll be the benefits of Radiating Orb. We do have advantage.
Can't even catch my breath.
Maybe he is doing both. Maybe it's just not attacking with both. Maybe the animation is a little funky.
Let's end this.
But you can just attack it, honestly. Give it somebody else to look at.
I will ascend.
Lazel can run in and introduce herself too.
Failure.
There we go.
Later.
Chunky fight. At least for me. Sure, somebody watching this, it's just the best ever.
At the ready.
If anybody does know how I could have gotten rid of that that little debuff on Lazel a little faster, I'd be very happy to know. Would walking her into the water have worked? Do you have to throw water at her to get the mud off? Like if you have a vial of water, can you toss it at her to get that off? I would be curious.
Must be the tree from the note to Kagha. What's that cleft there?
Cleft there is bait for twisting bones. There we go. Letter to Kagha. Kagha, Oladan has sent word of your progress. I am pleased that the Rite of Thorns has begun. I depart soon from Cloakwood to Baldur's Gate. Should you need further aid from my circle, now is the time to ask. Once cloistered, the Emerald Grove will be the Shadow Druid's domain, and you, its first Druid. In Faldorn's memory, Archdruid Alis. So she's working with the Shadow Druids to overthrow the Circle. And send it into the Evil Druids' grubby little hands. Now that we have proof of that, we can go present that to the rest of her Circle. And get her ousted, which means the Tieflings are going to have a place to stay for at least a little bit longer until we can find Halsin. We haven't even begun to look for him yet, but one problem at a time, right? We can stall Kagha, then we can give ourselves some time to find Halsin. Regardless, she's a terrible leader anyway. I mean, the way she talks to her people, death threats if they voice their opinion. Wanting to imprison little girls forever because they'd made a childish mistake with no pity. Talks about herself like she's some kind of viper or brood mother, which, I mean, delusion much. She even liked herself to a drow because she thought we would worship Lolth like that, which, I mean, technically our character does, but I feel like if anything it's an insulting comparison that some jumped up druid in a grove would compare herself to our god in order to try and work us around to her side. It's kind of a who do you take me for kind of thing. Right, now we don't have many spell slots to go around here. Lae'zel has 4 superiority die. Shadowheart burned all of her stuff, but she does have Channel Divinity thanks to our short rest.
Shouldn't have wished to live.
Oh, full health. So yeah, we can. Let's go deal with this Kagha situation before we wrap. We got business. Don't like the way she operates. I don't like the way she talked to me. I don't like what she tried to get me involved in. Even when we talked to her personally, we said we would talk to Zevlor, and you remember she was like, "You'll do more than talk," as if we're just some like pawn to move around on a chessboard. But she is about to find out how gravely mistaken she was in her assessment. And her people might be about to be very, very upset with us. Imagine they might not be thrilled to learn that their leader is a literal snake, not a figurative one like she calls herself. I suspect she won't go down without a fight either, unfortunately. It's kind of a purview to deal with this anyways. We will deal with that strange ox later. Let's talk the animals up actually. It's ritual, there's no reason not to. You're okay, Arabella. I'm about to fix this. You won't be getting sent out to the slaughter on my watch.
Come, boy. It's all right.
Now, let's save it up here just in case. And let's see what Kagha has to say for herself.
Why are you here? I sent you to Zevlor.
Let's see. Before we confront her on that, the Ride of Thorns is risky magic. Is it not banned in your circle?
And if it is? Strangers are the scourge. The rite is the remedy. No laws can change that.
Okay, so it is banned, you just don't give a shit. I know the truth. You mean to take the grove for the Shadow Druids.
What?
Surprise. And if you remember those shifty little rats from earlier. This is awkward, isn't it?
That damn nose of yours has gone poking in our business.
And what are you gonna do about it?
I can explain.
Mistress, huh?
Shh. No need.
It couldn't be helped.
It's interesting because the letter quite clearly stated that Kagha would be the first druid, and yet she's here clearly a lapdog.
Tell him.
Take this letter, Wrath. It will explain everything.
What's in there? Cloakwood? Kagha, have you lost your mind?
Halsin is weak, Wrath. But in the shadows, we are strong. We are safe. There is no other way.
You and Halsin welcome untouchables to your midst. You defile the grove for the sake of harmony.
The only thing I see defiling the grove here is you.
Who among you disagrees? Who would see this grove in ruin?
The choice is made. Kagha, burn the tainted away. Start with the snitch.
As you say, Olladin.
Nothing but a lapdog. Right. Let's take a look at some of this. That's a charisma check. That is an intelligence check. Oh, we could just join them, huh? That's interesting. We won't be doing that, of course. Alright. Can't you feel how the prayer disturbs the soil and air? The grove trembles in fear. Stiff check. And we pass.
It trembles in shame. It knows that in harmony we perish. In shadow, we are pure.
Kagha's voice breaks and her lips tremble. She heard reason in your words.
Recite the frescoes you have read. Remind Kagha of the grove's legacy.
Kagha eyes you intently as you speak the text etched into the frescoes. By claw and tooth, from root to thorn, the old oak's grove to wildlings sworn. The forest rose with claw and tooth to tear the darkness from its roots. In darkest hour a concord made, twixt harp and wild against the shade. The towers seized, the battle done, the moonrise broke the darkest one.
When the darkest hour fell, it was us that brought light. Sylvanas demands we illuminate shadow, not hide within it. How was I so blind?
Careful, Kagha. The shadows don't forgive.
I belong to the shadows no longer. You've no power over me.
You would question my power. Mother Earth, hear me. Grant me your wrath.
Now let's all get to business together, shall we? And snuff out whatever the hell this is. You're gonna go first, Olladin.
Nothing will stand in my way.
We'll take a swing at Pinto. Shadowheart. Why not? We have the channel divinity. There goes Olladin.
I am fury. I am death.
Please all introduce yourself. Yep. And for the Pierre's resistance. One phase this trash. Goodbye.
Stopping the ritual was the right thing to
All's
do.
well that ends.
But to not even
Not as bad
Wrath
as better.
thought me a danger. Seems I've proven him right.
Indeed.
Sylvanas bid me to protect my people from harm. Yet I was the one to inflict it.
You were.
There was but one druid who guarded the circle, who protected our ways. We are forever in your debt.
How would you like to pay that debt? Hello. What do we have there?
You burn like fire. You howl like wind. You are Faith Warden. Take our gift, and be known. May I not be the last monster you vanquish.
Let's see. What does it mean to be Faith Warden?
When you speak, the circles will listen. Among druids, your words will shine brighter than sun.
What happens now?
I endangered a child. I betrayed the circle's trust. We will stop the rite, and I will stand trial. My fate lies with Sylvanus. May he have mercy.
She speaks sense. And what of Zevlor's people?
We will grant them safe harbor until they depart.
That's good.
Meanwhile, help us contend with the goblins. Perhaps we can dissuade them from attacking.
I will certainly do my best. How did the Shadow Druids even find you?
It began with a letter. There was no messenger, it simply appeared. Olladin came soon after. An army was coming, she said. Goblins, drow, and more still. Legions upon legions. The Druids of Cloakwood knew the dangers this would bring. They ordained that all circles cast the rite to shelter from the storm. Olladin taught me to harness the Tree Father's power to wall us in. In return, well, you know the rest. I would turn the grove over to them. I won't forget the wounds I've inflicted. I pray Halcyon returns to heal them in full.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm glad you made the right decision in the end.
Tree Father, keep us all.
She already said he could stay. Let's talk to... This guy's still in a boxing stance. Talk to Wrath.
You have saved Kagha from herself. I cannot thank you enough.
It's really not necessary.
I won't have a word.
You may have won over Kagha, but I'm not so easily swayed.
Nobody cares. Why don't you just go back to the table?
My savior. I wish you could have visited in better times.
What about you, Silva? You come around now?
Leave.
Yeah, well. Come on with them all.
Shadow Druids. To think we were rotting from within. Oh, I'm sorry. I need a moment.
Sound like you need a tissue, too. Let's loot these shitty little Shadow Druids. Loot to sell. Oh, they were worth in the end. It's quite funny to me that Astarion disproved of us saving the Druids there and all the tieflings involved. Goes to show a lot of his character. He's not exactly my favorite being in the franchise. Ordinarily, I probably wouldn't even be using him, but I needed a rogue, since we're not playing the rogue for once. It's usually my job. Take a look at that unique loot she gave us. Faith Warden's Stride. Druidic vines cannot ensnare you, and do not count as difficult terrain. We get Faith Warden's Vine, so that's our own entangle, so we can drop that anywhere and it doesn't affect us, is essentially what that is. As topple, that's nothing new. Okay. You see, scimitars are leveling up with us too, thanks to the Hero's Journey. That's on 3 to 13 and 6 to 19 now, which is also very cool. So I got a Woodward shield here. Ward's Ensnaring Strike. Alright, well that takes care of the grove. Let's go give Zevlor the good news. I'll also speak that ox while we swing up too. I've actually never played that quest out like that to the point where I got that unique staff. That's very cool. I've messed around with some druid stuff, specifically in preparation for this Let's Play, but I've never actually come this far as a druid, so...
Ah, you're addressing me? A humble ox. How quaint.
There's something strange about this ox. What is it? An Arcana check. Kagha, if you'd be so kind. Nailed it. Love to see that.
Something's off. This creature isn't what it appears to be.
There's more to you than meets the eye. Care to explain?
No. You are incapable.
Come on, old chap. I'm a devil for gossip. Nah, nowhere near past that check. How much do we care about this? Is it worth the inspiration roll? Let's do it. There we go. We care a lot, apparently. We rolled a 20.
I'll tell you this much. I'm going to Baldur's Gate, with or without the rest of these poor sods. Now, that's all I have to say besides, and I really mean this. Move.
So whatever the hell you are, you're impersonating an ox to get travel with these people to Baldur's Gate. Yeah, Moo, I got it. Interesting. Well, the strange ox is something to keep an eye on. Now, if my dual wielding mod that I have is not gonna work, we might actually be dipping into using that staff here and there. We're not gonna attack with both weapons anyways, then I just go and use the staff, you know? Zevlor, good news.
I'm told the Druids have stopped their damn chanting. What happened?
I happened. Kagha's agreed to stop the ritual.
Truly? Ilmater's ashes. I never thought she would actually see reason. Thank you. We still have the goblins to contend with, but you've given us time to prepare. I need to ensure my people make the most of it. But here, left over from my soldiering days, it's sparse thanks for what you've done for us. And I'm afraid I have more yet to ask.
There's always more. Let me guess. You want something.
You've bought us some time here, but the goblins are still massing out there. We'd need an army of our own to escort us safely to Baldur's Gate. And while I don't doubt your abilities, you're no army. There may be a way, though.
We're not an army yet.
Goblins are ill-disciplined. It's unlike them to organize so cleverly.
Yeah, it's an important distinction.
Them, bringing discipline to their ranks. Take out that leadership, and they'll scatter. It's no small thing to ask, but I've seen you fight. You're equal to the task.
Kill the goblin horde's leaders. I'll see what I can do.
Everyone in this camp depends on it.
Starion, grumpy as ever.
We'll be ready to leave as soon as you give word.
Well, that gives us a heading at least.
I hardly know.
2 to 14 isn't bad. So we're all the way up at 19 and 17 now, thanks to our 2 abilities. So on our next level up, I'll probably dip into an ability score improvement. What am I getting the 1 extra wisdom from? Actually, know where I'm getting that from. 15 from base, 4 from class. No, I'm not getting it from anywhere, it just is what it is. Yeah, we'll do an ASI next time. Get that up to... Actually, I don't need to. Once we take care of the hag, we can sync it in from the hag's hair, and that'll get us 20 wisdom, and then we'll be maxed out on that. Yeah, that sounds very good. Let's get Ice and Death back, though. And Twinkle is the one with Defender, so we'll sync that into your offhand. And then next time we get into an encounter, we'll see if that makes my extra attack thing work again. I'm not sure when that broke, but if it's broken, we'll just go to use the quarterstaffs. Now, one thing I'd like to do before we wrap up, rest assured we are done with the episode here, so I do suppose if you want to dip out real fast, then you can, but I do want to swing by some merchants, sell some things, peruse. But you can totally go ahead and dip out now if you want to. The episode is mainly over. It's just going to be me dipping into the merchants.
Looking for steel? I have, well,
let me see your things, friend. Do you have anything we care about in here? I don't think so. Do we have anything you care about in here? Nature's Snare. Hey look, it's just undoubtedly better than Nature's Snare, so... Although Flytrap's not a bad... Flytrap is not a bad effect. Get rid of these clubs, we don't need those. Tarnished Locket can go. Get rid of these like trash items. Stuff back can go. Have much use for a ladle. We're gonna keep you because we're gonna put you in the fire in the blacksmith's basement. Some of this stuff we need for quests. Like these. We'll be keeping these for forever until it's time to use them. We're actually gonna need those in the Underdark, so... Not proficiency with simple weapons or show bows. Not proficiency with martial weapons or longbows either. Alright, we're up to almost... We got almost 3k. Takes care of him. Now let's swing by the main Druids merchant here and see if he can do anything for us. There's a couple unique items that I want, not necessarily for us, but for other people in our parties. And I'm having some difficulty remembering where we pick them up from, so I'm just gonna check all the merchants.
Need anything else?
Remains to be seen, friend.
You follow the first circle.
Save the hell out of yours. Some modded items. Don't need those. Rain dancer. Let's create water. Ring of Flinging is actually pretty good. We'll take that, just in case we use a throw-in for any of our companions at some point. Now, Gloves of Missile Snare, and we're actually going to pick those up for my character, which ordinarily I wouldn't be too interested in, but the current gloves I'm wearing don't do anything for us, and it just seems like it'd be better to do that. Dexterity saving checks and a +1 nature. Potentially. Because I have a transmog mod, so we could just totally pick this up and then make it look like what we're currently wearing if we preferred these buffs. That does limit the AC from dexterity to 2, however. You know, let's grab it and I'll balance the sheets. I'll take a look at it off camera and see what we're cooking with that. Alright everybody, now let's officially wrap the episode, so thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, there is of course a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned and I'll see you soon with more Baldur's Gate 3, where we will go investigate and see what's going on with Karlach. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.